Let's begin the practice test with our first question, and the question states, James would like to print 6 copies of a 10-page document. He would like to print all 10 pages of the document before the next copy begins printing. What should James choose from the printer settings? Is it A, landscape? Is it B, orientation? Is it C, duplex? Is it D, portrait? Or is it E, collate? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is E, collate. When referring to printing, collate is a term used to describe how printed material is organized. For example, imagine printing a document that is 5 pages long. If multiple copies are being printed and collate is selected, pages 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would print in that order, then repeat. All pages of one copy of the document print before the next copy pages are printed. Landscape mode is a horizontal orientation of a document or image. Landscape mode is commonly used to print charts or other images, and the text may not fit properly if the page is oriented in portrait mode or vertically. Duplex printing means that you can print on both sides of the paper with your printer either automatically or manually by turning the paper over after the first side has printed. To duplex print, your model will need to have the functionality built in. Simplex printing, on the other hand, only allows for printing on one side of the paper. Portrait mode is the orientation of the page that prints the image vertically across the page instead of horizontally. By default, all programs have the page orientation and printer pages set up in portrait mode. Okay, let's now pass to our next question. And question number 2 states, Matthew, a technician, has been tasked with examining a desktop computer that is performing slower and slower over time. Whilst troubleshooting the computer, he could hear a clicking noise from the inside of the device. Choose from the following options the first troubleshooting step. Is it A, unplug the desktop computer from the power source? Is it B, replace the power supply? Is it C, change the CMOS battery? Is it D, reseat the memory modules? Or is it E, perform a full backup of the device? You now have 5 seconds. The correct answer is A. Unplug the desktop computer from the power source. Make sure to read the question carefully. As you can see, we are asked with which of the following options would be the first troubleshooting step. In situations like this, you should consider unplugging your device from the power source in order to prevent any further damage. It makes sense, doesn't it? It could be something simple like a cable being caught by a fan blade, but it can be something more serious like your hard drive about to fail. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's your hard drive. A clicking noise could be something less terminal. One area to check is your fans and whether or not anything is caught in them as they spin. The hard drive is made up of an actuator arm that moves back and forth over the media as it reads and writes information. Imagine a vinyl record player with the needle moving across the record as the songs play. What you don't want to hear is a loud snap or click noise. This actually indicates something, some mechanical failure with either the disk or the arm, and it could mean that your hard drive will probably fail. Okay, let us now analyze the incorrect answers. To change the power supply. In this case, the symptoms are quite different from a failure of the hard disk drive or storage drive. Some common power-related symptoms include any power on or system startup failures or lockups, spontaneous rebooting or intermittent lockups during normal operation, intermittent parity check or other memory type errors, HDD and fan simultaneously failing to spin, there's no 12 volts input, overheating due to a fan failure. To change the CMOS battery, some of the CMOS battery failure symptoms would be that the device, the laptop, has difficulty booting up. There's a constant beeping noise from the motherboard, or maybe the date and time have reset, or peripherals aren't responsive or they don't respond correctly. Hardware drivers have disappeared, or you can't connect to the internet. But the most common is the date and the time have reset. Okay, when it comes to memory failures, some common warning signs to pay attention would be blue screens of death, random crashes or reboots, crashing during heavy memory use tasks such as gaming, Photoshop, any other video editing program, distorted graphics on your computer screen, failure to boot, memory errors appear on the screen, computer appears to boot but screen remains blank. and to perform a full data backup of your device. Data backup is the act of copying or archiving files and folders for the purpose of being able to restore them in a case of data loss. Data loss can be caused by a lot of different things, from computer viruses, hardware failures, file corruption, or even fire, flood, or theft. Although you must consider this as well, we are asked to perform the first troubleshooting step. In this case, we must first consider unplugging the power source in order to prevent further damage. Okay, let us now jump to our third question, and the question states, Jill is replacing a damaged touchscreen on a laptop computer. After her job is complete, she notices that the touch functionality is no longer working on the device. Which of the next available options best represent her issue? Pick two. Is it A, the new screen is not a touch screen? Is it B, outdated graphics driver? Is it C, the function is not enabled from the CL? Is it D, a memory upgrade is required for this to work? Or is it E, the digitizer is disconnected? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answers are A and E, that the new screen is not a touch screen and the digitizer is disconnected. The symptoms of a bad video card driver are extremely similar to that of a bad video card, making it difficult to distinguish which is at fault. A video card driver could become corrupt due to a bad installation or a virus. The most common signs of a bad video card driver is graphical corruptions called artifacts appearing on the screen. You'll know you have them when texture appears stretched out and odd colors and shapes appear in various spots on the screen. Games may frequently crash or have lower than normal frame rates, resulting in stuttering and slowdowns. This is not really a feature that you enable from the CLI or command line interface. A command line interface allows the user to interact with a computer by typing in commands. The computer displays a prompt, the user keys in the command and presses enter or returns. If you don't have enough RAM on your system, you'll experience a lot of performance issues. For instance, you might notice system notifications informing you that your system memory is running low. You might also have difficulty running multiple programs at once. If you're a gamer, you might experience lag or stuttering while you play games. You might also experience system lockups if you try to Alt-Tab out of a game. Okay, let us now jump to our fourth question, and the question states, which of the following mobile technologies would you use in order to perform a transaction at a store? Is it A, 802.1q? Is it B, Bluetooth? Is it C, Cellular? Or is it D, NFC? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is D, NFC. Near-field communication, or NFC technology, allows users to make secure transactions, exchange digital content, and connect electronic devices with a touch. NFC transmissions are short-range, from a touch to a few centimeters, and require the device to be in close proximity. NFC is the technology in contactless cards, and the most common use for NFC technology in your smartphone is making easy payments with Samsung Pay, for example. NFC can also be used to quickly connect with wireless devices and transfer data with Android Beam. The differences between NFC and Bluetooth is that NFC has a much shorter range than Bluetooth. Bluetooth is much faster than NFC. Bluetooth consumes more power than NFC. Bluetooth requires devices to be paired, whilst NFC does not. NFC works with passive devices, whilst Bluetooth does not. NFC has a different set of uses than Bluetooth. Okay, let us now see the incorrect answers. IEEE standard 802.1q is one of the VLAN tagging protocols supported by Cisco switches. The standard was created by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE, so it has an open standard and can be used on non-Cisco switches. Bluetooth is a wireless technology that uses a radio frequency to share data over a short distance, eliminating the need for wires. You can use Bluetooth on your mobile device to share documents or to connect with other Bluetooth-enabled devices. For security reasons, Bluetooth devices must be paired before they can begin transferring information. The process of pairing your device will vary depending on the device you are connecting to. And cellular internet uses the power of 4G mobile technology, using multiple mobile networks to create a private connection to the internet, where wired technologies are simply not available. It is the private nature of the connection which differentiates it from a domestic 4G data connection, so it can replicate the capabilities of a wired connection to deliver a static IP. Okay, let us now jump to our fifth question. And the question states, A customer asked for your advice in regards to buying a device based on wearable technology. What would you recommend him or her? Is it A, a tablet? Is it B, an Android device? Is it C, iPhone? Is it D, a VR? Or is it E, a smartwatch? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is E, a smartwatch. Wearable technology, also known as wearables, is a category of electronic devices that can be worn as accessories embedded in clothing, implemented in the user's body, or even tattooed on the skin. The devices are hands-free gadgets with practical uses powered by microprocessors and enhanced with the ability to send and receive data via the internet. Okay, let us now move to our 6th question. And the question states, you would like to use your laptop device to connect to an LCD projector in order to display a slideshow to your colleagues, but the projector does not show any output. Which of the following options is the best approach to resolve this issue? Is it A, to power cycle the projector? Is it B, to replace the projector's lamp? Is it C, to replace the cable between the laptop and the projector? Or is it D, to use the FN button? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is D, to use the FN button. The function key can be identified by the abbreviation FN on the computer keyboards. Its function is similar to that of the shift key. It is typically found on laptops due to their keyboard size restrictions. On a laptop, there isn't enough room for all the F keys that you would need, so by using the FN button, you double the amount of functions available. Okay, let us now check the incorrect answers. To power cycle the projector or to replace the cable could be considered a fix in this matter, but the question asks us for the best approach, and that would be to use the FN button. Again, make sure to check for extremely easy questions and obvious answers. Okay, now when it comes to replacing the projector's lamp, if you turn the projector on and hear a loud pop, and then the screen goes completely dark, you've probably just heard your projector bulb burning out. If you turn your projector on and the colors look like mud, it's likely that the bulb is no longer strong enough to display accurate colors through the projector's color wheel or liquid crystal panel. If the projected image is dull and dim, it's likely that your bulb is dying and needs to be replaced. Noticing the projector image flickering again is a big sign that something is wrong with the lamp. If it hasn't been dropped, exposed to extreme hot or cold or otherwise damaged, flicker can mean that the bulb is about to fail completely. These are different symptoms from what we are presented with. So if everything is clear enough, let's jump to our next question. And question number 7 states, you would like to connect your laptop computer to the internet using your Android smartphone. Which of the following technologies would best suit your needs? Is it A, VPN? Is it B, IR? Is it C, ZigBee? Is it D, 802.1q? Or is it E, Bluetooth? You now have 5 seconds. Okay, and the correct answer is E, Bluetooth. Tethering, or phone-as-a-modem, or PAM, is the process of sharing a mobile device internet connection with another device, say a cell phone or a computer. Bluetooth tethering is one of the ways of sharing the wireless connection of an Android device with another device using Bluetooth. Other methods of tethering include USB tethering and Wi-Fi tethering. One of 3 methods, Bluetooth tethering has the slowest speed but uses less battery power than Wi-Fi tethering and needs no USB cable. Okay, and now for the incorrect answers. A VPN or a virtual private network gives you online privacy and anonymity by creating a private network from a public internet connection. VPNs mask your internet protocol or IP address, so your online actions are virtually untraceable. Most important, VPN services establish secure and encrypted connections to provide greater privacy than even a secure Wi-Fi hotspot. Infrared or IR is a wireless mobile technology used for device communication over short ranges. IR communication has major limitations because it requires line of sight, it has a short transmission range, and it's unable to penetrate walls. IR transceivers are quite cheap and serve as short-range communication solutions. Okay, so ZigBee is an open global standard for wireless technology designed to use low-power digital radio signals for personal area networks. Appliances and devices that have ZigBee built in help people create smart homes. A smart home is one which has devices that communicate with each other, sometimes seamlessly, other times not so. These devices, such as your kettle, such as your aircon, washing machine, or even security systems, can talk to each other so that their functions become automated and thus saving you time. And as I previously mentioned, IEEE 802.1q is one of the VLAN tagging protocols supported by Cisco switches. Okay, let us now jump to our next question. The question number 8 states, Sarah would like to sell her old Android phone and buy a new iPhone, and she would prefer to have all of her calendar events, emails, and contact lists moved from her old Android phone to their new iPhone. Choose from the following options her next best choice. Is it A, to download everything from the old Android phone on a laptop and move the content to the new iPhone? Is it B, to use a USB adapter? Is it C, to connect the new iPhone to the Microsoft Exchange server? Or is it D, to use a VPN? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is C, to connect the new iPhone to the Microsoft Exchange server. The Microsoft Exchange server is a mail server and calendaring server developed by Microsoft. It runs exclusively on Windows Server operating systems. It's a piece of software that runs on a server and manages all your emails. You could choose to use the first two options, A and B, to synchronize the data between your Android device and the PC, but in this case we're asked for the best choice. Microsoft Exchange Server would be the best suited for this type of data transfer. We have already mentioned what a VPN is, so let's now jump to our next question. And question number 9 states, what does a Bluetooth network represent? Is it A, a PAN? Is it B, a MAN? Is it C, a LAN? Or is it D, a WAN? You now have 5 seconds. Okay, so the correct answer is A, a PAN. A personal area network, or a PAN, connects electronic devices within a user's immediate area. The size of a PAN ranges from a few centimeters to a few meters. One of the most common real-world examples of a PAN is the connection between a Bluetooth earpiece and a smartphone. PANs can also connect laptops, tablets, printers, and keyboards and other computerized devices. Okay, now for the incorrect answers. A metropolitan area network, or a MAN, is a computer network that connects computers within a metropolitan area, which could be a single large city, multiple cities and towns, or any given large area with multiple buildings. A MAN is larger than a local area network, or a LAN, but smaller than a wide area network, or a WAN. MANs do not have to be in urban areas. The term metropolitan implies the size of the network, not the demographics of that area it serves. A LAN, or a local area network, is a collection of devices connected together in one physical location, such as a building, office, or home. A LAN can be small or large, ranging from a home network with one user to an enterprise network with thousands of users and devices in an office or school. Regardless of size, a LAN's single defining characteristic is that it connects devices that are in a single limited area. In contrast, a wide area network, or a WAN, or metropolitan area network, or a MAN, covers a larger geographic area. Some WANs and MANs connect many LANs together. And the WAN, a wide area network, is a network that exists over a large-scale geographical area as compared to other network types such as a local area network, or a LAN. A WAN connects different smaller networks, including local area networks, or LANs, and metro area networks, or MANs, so that computers and users in one location can communicate with computers and users in other locations. WAN implementation can be done through either a public transmission system or a private network. And now for the last question of our test, question number 10. And the question states, you are setting up a new desktop computer in your home, and you notice in the network configuration the numbers 255.255.0.0. What does this represent? Is it A, an IP address? Is it B, a DHCP server? Is it C, a default gateway? Or is it D, a subnet mask? You now have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is D, a subnet mask. A subnet mask is a 32-bit number created by setting host bits to all zeros and setting network bits to all ones. In this way, the subnet mask separates the IP address into the network and the host addresses. A subnet mask is used to divide an IP address into two parts. One part identifies the host, or the computer, or the device. The other part identifies the network to which it belongs. Okay, let's now check the incorrect answers. An IP address is a 32-bit number. It uniquely identifies a host, computer, or other device such as a printer or router on a TCP/IP network. All devices that are connected to an internet connection have a unique IP address, which means there's a need of billions of IP addresses. That requirement is fulfilled by the new IPv6 or IP version 6. A DHCP server is a network server that automatically provides and assigns IP addresses, default gateways, and other network parameters to client devices. It relies on the standard protocol known as Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol or DHCP to respond to broadcast queries by clients. With a DHCP server, this entire process is automated and can be managed from a centralized server. When mobile devices move from one office to the other, it may require a new IP address. DHCP handles this automatically, providing a new IP address when the device moves to another location. Without a DHCP server, there would be an overwhelming amount of manual configuration assigning IP addresses to devices on the network. When a host wants to reach a destination that is outside of its own network, it has to use a default gateway. We use a router or multi-layer switch, that's a switch that can route information, as a default gateway. It is an intermediary or middleman between your local area network and the World Wide Web. It is essential for transmitting information from the local subnet to other subnets and vice versa. On most home and business networks, which are usually made up of a single router and multiple connected computers and mobile devices, the private IP address given to your router is the default gateway IP address. Ladies and gents, this is the end of our practice test. Remember to check in the description of this clip for a link where you can download completely for free a PDF file that consists of 270 questions and answers along with other useful information. If you'd like to see this channel grow, make sure to drop a sub and I will continue to post similar content. And don't forget to check my channel for other similar practice tests. I hope you found this video informative and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!